Amazon, why you gotta piss me off, man? Why would you gotta do this to me? I know you. I know Amazon. Okay, so basically, what's going on? Well, the reason why I have this here is always the story, right? It's always the story in it. But you know, lately Amazon is getting really smart about what people want, right? But also, I think also Amazon. See, the thing is, once you have a certain type of knowledge, you know what Amazon is trying to do, right? I have this type of knowledge where I know why. I don't know the whole intricate of Amazon, right? I'm not talking about the AI. I'm talking about what it does to customers in general. I believe that Amazon use psychology on the customer or the consumer that most average person or most people don't understand about psychology or about the influence of the the cognitive bias of the human beings, right? There's so many thing that cause you to do things, and that's one of them is that's why they have 5 stars. 5 stars is meaning it's a good product. Also reviews are meaning whether it's bad or good. I don't usually read the reviews for books because I don't need it. I just buy it, whatever, it doesn't matter. Most people do, but I don't, for one, don't care. And you know, whether you hate Amazon or Jeff Bezos, I don't care. I believe that, for me, I believe that you in life you should be able to adapt, to be able to learn what people think, what people thoughts. As a interviewer, as whom I interview people, I not only interview people, but I want to understand what people do and why they do it at a not at a surface level, at a subconscious level. See, most people want to know the surface. What I want to know is your subconscious thought patterns. Because, ladies and gentlemen, your subconscious thought patterns influence your behavior, whether you like it or not. It influenced me too, right? We don't get away with this. Your subconscious mind is so powerful. Anyway, it pissed me off, Amazon. I know you're using it on me. That's why I don't do it. Amazon, piss me off. Yeah, but this is the play. But the reason why it pissed me off is once you have a certain type of knowledge, I keep saying that, you know what Amazon trying to do. So there was this. The reason why I have this is because I wanted to buy a. I'm accumulating all the stuff so I can what's it, to buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Anyway, for my birthday. But Amazon. I had so what it does is once you say put some stuff in the shopping cart. Once you put in the shopping cart, the whole what was it? If you don't buy like either right now or right away or later, what it does is it tend to say unavailable. But Amazon had I know it has available in it, but it just pissed me off because it's using a cognitive bias which is called scarcity. Scarcity is a tactic that most often work if most people aren't aware of scarcity, right? Scarcity is a sales tactic, it's a marketing tactic to be able to make you buy right now. So what ended up happening was it become unavailable what I wanted. And then I was like, I already know what you're trying to do, Amazon. I'm not going to do what you want me to do. So I'm going to delete that product. And I know it's going to come back and say it's available, right? And often not. Yeah, it's true. It came back. And it's available. Anyway, that's the story. I should wave my hand while I talk. Anyway, this book is called The Everything Store, Jeff Bezos in the Age of Amazon. I think that this is really good for people who are entrepreneurs or who love biography or who want to know what's the thoughts of a billionaire. I, for one, want to know the thoughts of celebrities, billionaires, best-selling authors, artists, martial artists, what their thoughts, what they're thinking, what consumed them. Because I'm curious by nature. I'm curious about the. I mean, the only way to really understand a person is by. It's not. I know most people say it's also about what they do. Yeah, but also it's about what they say to themselves or what they say to you. You know, it's what programmed them to see the world the way they see it. Now, whether you hate him or not, I don't care. I believe that most people have a bias for hating on people, which, for me, I'm neutral. Like, if you want me to put it at it, I'm neutral. Like, when it comes to stuff like this, it got recommended by Ty Lopez. Ty Lopez I used to look up to a lot, and I still do in a way. I just stopped watching his stuff. But I love Ty Lopez. He's one of the best marketer on earth. I believe he have that right. Most people get mad at him, but he have that right. And he promote this. And what I'm talking about today is not about what you think I'm gonna talk about, but it's billionaires do read. A lot of now most people hate rich people, whatever. I for one just neutral. Okay, I'm neutral. But here's what I read. Right, it's pretty interesting, and what this had to do with you. It have absolutely to do everything with you. Whether you listen, your dream is your dream, and no one's gonna dream it for you but yourself. And until you act on that dream, no one will. And I often hear always people say, if you don't slay your dragon, you're still gonna have to deal with it the rest of your life because you live with yourself. And you have to, what he called it, at this time, Bezos was thinking about what to do next. He had recently finished the novel Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro about a butler who fully recall his personal and professional choice during a career in the service in a wartime. Great Britain. So looking back on his life, an important juncture was on Bezos' mind when he came up with what he called the regret minimization framework to decide the next step to take at this juncture in his career. When you're in the thick of things, you can get confused by small things, Bezos said a few years later. I knew when I was 80 that I would never, for example, think about why I walked away from my 1994 Wall Street bonus right in the middle of the year at the worst possible time. The kind of thing that just isn't something you worry about when you're 80 years old. At that time, I knew that I might sincerely regret not having participated in this thing called the internet, that I thought was going to be a revolution event. And I thought about it that way. It was an incredible, easy way to make the decision. So, what's this have to do with your life? Well, regrets. Minimization framework. We gotta minimize the regret that we're gonna have in our life. And I'm sure that you can often go back in time that you have many regrets which you have not done yourself. That's why I oftentimes said most, for example, it's an incredible journey through be able to see and to hear stories of incredible things from incredible people. I just didn't want to hold me back from living my dream as interviewing people. I just didn't want to do that. I want to do that, but I'm saying I didn't want it to wait my whole life to interview people because of a rejection. Yes, we all don't like rejection. I have many rejection from authors, but but also the gatekeeper, because the gatekeeper, they don't understand anything. They only want help. They only want one thing: reach, and so it can compensate the time that we've spent. They don't want to waste time, right? They don't want to waste it. So what ended up happening was, I decided, regardless of whatever subscriber I have, I don't care. I mean, I do care about the subscriber because most often they're not numbers. They're people at the end of the day. We have to look at it as they're people. That's why I'm so grateful for people like you and like July and so many people who have supported me, Renee, Dr. Renee, and so many. I know there's more. It's just that right now, my focus isn't the numbers. My focus is more, can I develop that skill set that I needed? You know, it pains me to say it. Mr. Lennon honored, he doesn't know that I'm always grateful for him. I wish he knew that. I wish he didn't know that how much he meant to me. Mr. Lennon honored. He's a great man. And I'm sad that he's going through a tough time. It's not easy for me to say it. I wanted him to know that there are good people out there. For me, I wanted him to become my friend, but I don't know if that I can make that dream come true. Yes, I'm crying because I love him. I don't know if you know that. He's doing good for the world. And I wanted to express that because I know that Mr. Lennon Anna has a lot of pain in his life. That's why I do what I do. I don't give up. Even if people say, no, I don't give up. Because that's the point of me being here. Being the person I am to inspire people to live their dream. There would be no me. I would not be here. Thank you so much, Lennon. If you watch this, I am grateful for you. I'm sorry that you have so much pain in your life. I'm sorry. Thank you for serving people. And on forward, whether you hate Amazon, I love Amazon actually. I always buy from them. They're a trustworthy company. And most people would say something wrong. Yeah, they're employee, but they care about the customer. The Amazon come from a customer standpoint. They're not there for they focus on the customer. They call it the customer centric. I listened to one of the interview for Jeff Bezos, and they focus around customer. How can you make it better? How can you serve the customer more better? That's why even if even Amazon make a mistake, I always go toward them because they always respond in a kind way. Not in some other company where I had this one, I didn't like it because they didn't treat you right and they asked you something impossible, which I keep telling them. I remember there was one incident, I think it was, I don't remember what it was. It was supposed to be a bill, and they asked for my mother permission to talk to my mother, and I kept telling them my mother don't speak English, and they kept saying, "Oh, I want to talk to them." What ended up happening was, I gave the phone to my mother, and she kept speaking English, but my mom doesn't speak English, so that become a problem because I was like, okay, so how are you gonna solve this? Because I asked them to get a translator, but she didn't want to do it. She thought that my mom speak English, but that's the problem in itself. You're supposed to listen to the customer, and I, for one, was a customer. Everyone is, right? So yeah, okay, guys, this is a great book. I highly recommend. I love what's in here. Even though you don't like Jeff Bezos or Amazon, you know what? I believe that people are, because where some people hear, oh, you should hate this person because other people hate it. Doesn't matter. For me, I just want to know their thoughts patterns. Okay, that's it. I don't want to live the end of my life to say, I wonder what he think, or I wonder what their thoughts are, why they act the way they act. I don't know. That's why I'm curious about people a lot. And I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'll see you.